Hi, and welcome back to Play It Loud. Today I want to talk about Springsteen's Nebraska, recently reissued on a comprehensive box set. And I can't believe I'm the only person who thinks that Nebraska is his most overrated album. I want to show you this. This is the box, been out a few years now, of Springsteen's, Springsteen's early first 10 albums, something like that. The reason I'm bringing this up is because there is only one album in this box that I don't have on vinyl. And you know, I'm a vinylista. I love my vinyl. That's the album that I don't have on vinyl, and frankly have no intention of getting. They have just re-released the box of Nebraska remastered outtakes, demos, live album. So let's briefly go through it as I understand it, and I have streamed it. Remastering. Springsteen recorded this in his own studio. There are stories that it's lo-fi, recorded on cassette, did it in his living room. It's nonsense. Springsteen had and always has had a decent studio where he lives, and he put these demos together in much the same way as Pete Townsend would put demos together for The Who, and then take them into the studio and they'd work them up to the final article. So Springsteen did these demos, no issue with that whatsoever. It's how artists work. And he took them into the studio with the E Street Band. And the E Street Band couldn't make it work. I know they couldn't make it work because their version, the Electric Nebraska, is in the box set. And it's clear that these songs did not lend themselves to the E Street Band and to that sort of backing. It's also clear that remastering, when you're remastering a man and his guitar, which is most of what Nebraska is, there ain't a lot you can do to improve the sound. And maybe the vocals are a little bit further forward, and maybe it's a little bit more subtle than my CD version. But no, you can't sell this box on a remaster. And I don't think you can sell it on the Electric Nebraska. The story is that Springsteen's fans have been waiting for an Electric Nebraska for years. Well, sorry, I haven't. I'm not even that sure that the songs on Nebraska... Let's put it another way. I think when Springsteen went into the studio and played with it with the E Street Band, they should have realised that it wasn't going to work, and they should have shelved it. I recently did a video on Springsteen's Tracks to box 7-9. I'm looking up to it, it's up there. The Lost Albums box. There's some really excellent albums in there, and they were recorded as albums, as Nebraska was, but they were shelved. I think of the albums in that box, over half are significantly better than Nebraska, and they didn't get released. So why did Nebraska get released? It puzzles me. There's a live version of Nebraska in the box, and again I'm going to ask why. It's not a live band version, it's a stripped down version. It's what in the old days would have been an MTV version, and it pretty much follows what the album content is. Does it improve on it? No, not from my ears, it doesn't at all. And then there's a CD, get the vinyl, there's a vinyl of the demos and the outtakes. Well, demos is probably wrong because they're the tracks that didn't end up on Nebraska but were written at the same time and taken into the studio at the same time as the others were. And they are, as you would expect, in exactly the same vein as those that ended up on the Nebraska album. They're okay. Springsteen's an artist. I wouldn't say he never wrote a bad song. I think, like most people, he's got a few that he would cheerfully forget. But this is not Springsteen. He had released, up until that point, at least 2 great albums, his second album and Born to Run. Born in the USA was apparently recorded simultaneously to Nebraska. Now, I can't believe that they were being done literally at the same time, but I think Born in the USA was done very similar timing to it, perhaps a few months afterwards. And it's a great album. It's the album that made him a worldwide superstar. Listen to The River. Marvellous album. Now, I'm struggling for words. The River has some really, really wonderful music on it, pretty much over 2 albums. So, in amongst these highlights of Springsteen's early career, we come back to this. No, sorry. Nebraska should have been put on the shelf. It shouldn't have come out, and it certainly doesn't deserve a box set. I'd be interested in comments. Please put them in the comments below. I'd like to hear your opinion, and I'd love you to subscribe. And for the first time ever on my channel, don't play it loud. Play something else. Cheers.